Hi. What's up, everybody? Yeah, I know. Twitch said sculpting. I'm not sculpting. I lied. Twitch lied. Twitch lied. Not me. I don't lie. Let me go live on Instagram real quick. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Let's go live. Give me a second here. Hit the button because it's all delayed. Okay. All right. Let's say my hellos to everybody. What is up? I'm sorry. I'm probably going to say this horribly wrong. Is it Anil Kumar? Hello. How are you? Michael Stryker. What's up? Tim Muzu. How you doing, man? How's school treating you? All right. So, I am very excited. I need to turn this music down because it's blowing my eardrums out. I know you guys can like barely hear it, but very excited. Reached out to a new artist that I haven't worked with before, and he was super cool and super awesome about letting me use this for my portfolio. So, this is what we're working on. He made a concept, and if you guys are not familiar with who this is, his name is Ivo Panczel, or Panczel. I'm not sure if it's Panczel or Panczel, but he has an awesome portfolio. This is all the stuff that he does. He's a concept artist. And I fell in love with this design. I wanted to do something Star Wars-y, but I didn't think I would like land on something that was a concept of something that didn't exist, but it was based off of Star Wars. So if you guys don't know what that's based off of, it's kind of based around, from what I can gather, this thing, the Naboo starfighter thing. So this is like a different variation of it, and I'm super stoked to start it. So I'm going to start blocking it today, and hopefully modeling a little bit today. But this is going to be a little bit different, because I am going to model every little panel, and I'm going to model every little piece, and I'm going to leave almost none of it up to texturing. More than likely, almost none of it up to texturing. So this is going to be one of the densest models I have ever made. But I'm super stoked on it. Good morning, TX Kai. Hello. Sorry, Instagram forgot about you guys. Luco, hello. Hi. Okay. You're going to college, Anil Kumar? That's cool. How's that going for you? Brutal. Managed to get half my day shift today so I can render my final stills for the environment module so I can finally catch a stream again. Looks like an awesome ship. This is going to be cool. It's going to be real cool. I'm sorry that school has been so brutal. So, here's what's really cool about this, and I can really appreciate this guy for doing this. Ivo was super cool about sending this to me. Since he is a concept artist, he also does like 3D stuff, and yes, I just opened Blender, but this is his concept ship that he built. So I have whatever like view that I need of this thing, and the fun part is like, I'm not going to use this, but I'm going to model this to a level of detail that like is present in the concept art. So I'm trying to do kind of what you would see in like a production timeline. So all of this is going to get modeled in. All of these panels that don't exist on this ship is going to get modeled in and split apart, and it's going to be dope. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I do not do Blender. I have Blender installed, and this happened to be a Blender file, but I am super thankful that he sent it to me, and if you guys don't follow him on ArtStation, you absolutely should. But he was kind enough to let me do this for my portfolio and do it live. I'm going to close Blender now because it hurts my eyes. We all need to come around. You guys are funny. All right. So I got my concept open up over here. I don't know why that is opened up, but that's getting closed. All right, so can you send reference images of the ship on Discord? Not on Discord, but if you want to, you can find him on ArtStation. His name is Ivo, I-V-O, and he's the artist on that. I would also like to make this ship. You totally can. You don't need to, but I always recommend reaching out to the artist to see if it's okay. It's just a better way to form a relationship with them. So that is what I did, and that is what I recommend you should do. All right, so let's see here. This is going to be a really weird ship to block out. But let's get started. It's weird modeling in Maya again. Website name, ArtStation. Let's see. But how's everyone doing? How you guys have any cool projects going on? We're not going to do 3. We're going to do 2. Timuzu, I know you've been working on that bathroom, which is looking insane. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I think what I'll do... Does he have a side view of this? No. Not necessarily. That's okay. I'm going to block out the base shape of the hull. And then we'll kind of go from there. So, let's get my modeling toolkit open. Multi-cut. So just... What's up, Crix? How are you? Zach Ashton, what's up, man? How you doing? Everybody's hanging out tonight. How's everybody doing? You guys working on anything cool tonight? All right. Here's my fancy box. That's going to need to get extruded a little bit. I was telling myself the other day, I'm like, I really want to do a ship again. And then I found this concept, and I was like, I'm hopefully going to make this. And he was cool enough. So that's going to get us that base shape. Let's see. New ship concept, let's go. Yes, getting food. Yes? Yes. So low to high is just automated remesh? No, I mean, low to high is subdivision. So you're talking about subdividing your mesh. Wait, bro, can you make a video like how to export more than one UDIMs from Substance to Maya? Yeah, somebody else had asked me for that. I will be doing a new one. I'm gonna do just the whole workflow using my pistol. So we'll, I'll get something like that out. I'm trying to really ramp up on YouTube, so if you're not following on YouTube, make sure you're following on YouTube because I'm doing a lot there. Doing okay-ish. Trying to survive waiting for the weekend as the last one was not free. I hope this is not like that, and I get time to work on a personal project. I get that. That sucks. I hate not having any time to work on stuff on the weekends. That's always rough. Okay. So let's kind of start just shaping this body a little bit here. This thing has such a unique shape. I'm like so stoked to be working on this. And yes, if you're wondering, the Manta project has been shelved. It wasn't going where I wanted it to. Motivational shot. My watch later playlist is stacked. Interesting. People actually use that. I mean, I used to use it. I haven't used it in a while, but I don't know. I don't really like watch much content on YouTube anymore. Like I watch a little bit here and there, but not enough to like save playlists or anything anymore. Alright, so we're just gonna... So that's... okay. This is probably all going to get kind of redone, but that's okay. I was also telling myself that I was ready to work on another concept that wasn't my own. I think it gets a little exhausting working on like designing your own thing and then trying to build it out and bring it to life, and like it's just really nice to work on somebody else's like idea. Come on now. There we go. I wonder if there's an easy way. Can I like... Yeah, no, it disappears. I need to figure out a way that I can show the concept on stream while I'm working on it. Let's see. It's a lot. 716 videos. Holy crap, man. I wish time on weekdays, so I saved them for the weekend. That's crazy. It's a full-time job to watch all those. Are these like tutorial videos or just like kind of like miscellaneous videos? It's been kind of a hot minute since I've done manual modeling in Maya. Okay, so let's get rid of this nastiness because I don't like it. This section will eventually get cut out, so not hyper worried about it. Yeah, because it's kind of a flattened... Okay. Let's see. I'm about to download someone's model and just start animating so I can put something out. I get that. I've been tempted to do that. I mean, my subscriptions mix stand-up comics. Oh, okay, I got you. So you got like a whole bunch of stuff. I see. All right, that is not the way that back is shaped, so let's kind of fix that. Oh, oops. I was holding caps lock. I was like debating whether I should model this with like my pen tablet, but I decided that I didn't want to put myself through that hell. So I don't think I'll do it. If the gun project falls through, I'm going to do it. Well, I mean, are you enjoying the gun project? Hopefully you're enjoying it. Looks like it's coming along. I'm happy to see that you're doing some UV stuff. When I get home, it's working on the basilisk and getting the high-res done. Nice. Very cool. Oh God, I feel like I have like so much that I want to do. And like, I want to work on like death, but it's like, I want to make YouTube videos and I want to like make social media content. So it's like finding the balance to do all that stuff. I do want to find a balance to bring sculpting back in though, for sure. I'm excited to see where you go with that, man. That's going to be a cool one. Hey Matt, I said I have to leave. We'll have breakfast and leave for work. Fun. Have a good one, Crix. Thanks for stopping in as always. It's like just a bunch of hurdles. Yeah, I mean, that's what 3D is, man. 3D is all the hurdles. What's up, Nothingness? How are you? I'm doing good. Bye, Crix. If you guys are watching on YouTube, please make sure you like the stream. It does, it helps the algorithm and all that jazz. Okay. So, let's look at the front of this thing, because I want to get that shaped properly, too. Okay. This is going to be weird. I chose this because I knew this would be a challenging one. What you making today? So this is what I'm working on. This is a new concept that I got from Ivan. His art station is around here somewhere. Sorry, Ivo, not Ivan. Ivo Panczel. He was kind enough to let me use this. This is like his own concept of like a Naboo based starfighter thing. So this is going to be my new big project. How do you know you're making the correct size? I don't. I am just playing by eye right now. Eventually this will get tweaked so I can make shorts the correct size, but when I'm blocking, initially I'm just trying to get the shape out and then I'll worry about like sizing later. Because like the idea is just to get the shape of the body of the ship first and then worry about that. Because like right now I'm looking at this and I can tell instantly like the back of this is way too like small. With this project, it's a little bit different because technically I do have a way to check sizing because the concept artist provided me the original model that he made. But I'm going to try to not do that as much as possible. I'm just going to use that for reference on like where he placed things if I need to. Where do you get the reference for such designs? I look for things on ArtStation. So what I did with this one, anyway, was I went to ArtStation. I typed in spaceship. And then I look until I find something that catches my eye. And his concept was one of the ones that just happened to pop up and catch my eye. But there's a lot of amazing stuff on here. And so what I'll do is I'll find something. So like say I wanted to make this. This is actually really cool. I would reach out to this artist and then see if he'd be down to let me use this concept. That's really cool. He based it off of a clownfish. I love that. I'm saving that. And I'm going to like it. Yeah, so I'll just find something on ArtStation that looks really cool. I'll reach out to the artist and see if they're cool with me using their design, and that's how I do it. Let's see. What do we got? Okay. This has a better view of this cockpit. Okay, so this needs to be wider. Okay, it's such a weird shape, man. It's cool, though. Alright, so I want to do... I'm going to just do half of this, basically. So we're going to work on the wing now. Okay. I want to be really careful with this one, too. Try to keep all my cuts even. Because this one flows into the back. Okay, cool. I'm gonna add one more, hold on. Right there. Let's do this. We're gonna go edge slide. Tiki's going crazy. It shouldn't deform, probably will, but we'll figure that out when we get to it. This isn't a super thick wing, so I miss modeling for real? Why don't you do it anymore? You totally should. Let's see. As I told you, I got a job for like 2 to 3 months, and they started to put me in other design work, checking paint, talking to vendors and other stuff, and I got frustrated and tried all of the tasks, but they said they will deduct my salary if paint or any orders are wrong. I don't know what to do, so I left. Well, that's kind of crappy, man. I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds like it was a toxic environment, and it's probably best that you left. Do you have any, like, other potential jobs lined up, or are you just kind of waiting right now? Nope. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let's see. I know. Do you have anything like lined up now, or like, are you just kind of on the prowl at this point? Try now, but I'm doing freelancing, trying to find jobs side by side. Okay. Sometimes it's an awesome way to just grow your skills. So hopefully that works out really well for you. Let's see. So this definitely kind of flattens out in the back. Okay. Let's see. And as always, guys, if you have questions, please feel free to ask. I am an open book. Okay, so these kind of bend down. Okay. Oh, man, but the workplace, I was surprised that they can do these things in such an illegal way. Yeah, that sounds like it's just kind of a crappy company, unfortunately. Do you do portfolio reviews? Yes, I am planning on resuming them. I might do one this week, if anything, because I don't necessarily have anything new to do this Friday. So maybe I'll keep an eye out for my stories on Instagram. I might do a portfolio review on Friday just to get through some of the backlog that we have. Moved to a new country, and I'm trying to settle down before getting back into modeling. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Are you enjoying where you moved? That's always cool. It's exciting. I forgot what's your stream time. So my normal stream time is 7 to 9 Mondays and Fridays, and that's Mountain Standard Time. Tonight I just started a little bit later. Dude, I'm totally down to, like, hang out and chat and have a drink. I know, like, logistically, physically, that's not possible, but I'd love to. We need to catch up, for sure. When's your unit end? Okay. So I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. I might hate this result, but we're going to give it a shot. Probably not going to enjoy this. Okay, that's okay. I will figure out the shaping on that. Let's see. Okay, so the engine is kind of like shaped almost like a pod racer engine. So let's do, this kind of goes up, forward. I'm also curious, Tamuzu, how much Maya are they making you do? Because right now it's early in the morning in my country. Yeah, I know. So for like India and then certain other countries, I'm like morning time for you guys. I don't know if you're from India, but and then like UK is like late evening or something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe. I have no idea. I'm so bad at time zones. And then I gave up on trying to figure out what Japan's time zone was. So environmental stuff should be tomorrow's deadline, so final push of looking renders. One of the differences is the miss. Way too much. Nice. Are you doing? You're not doing the bathroom in Maya though, right? That's Blender. Recently tried a little bit of rigging in Maya. It was my first. First I was scared, then I got it. Yeah, I'm from India. Okay, cool. Rigging stuff. Rigging is not fun. I don't really enjoy it all that much, so I don't blame you there necessarily. I have to remind myself and make peace with the fact that this is only temporary. But still want it to look right. Okay, so that needs to be okay. This is kind of tough, being that this is as like bent as it is. Japan's time zone is 13 hours ahead of the US. Yeah, I know. That's too much math for me. There's a reason I'm an artist, okay? It was confusing because like when I traveled overseas, like figuring out the time zone differences, I was just like, I give up, man. Where are you based? I'm in New Mexico, so I'm in the United States. I'm just researching. Oh, okay, I gotcha. No problem. Ended up building it in both, but doing the final renders in Blenders. I'm still not used to Arnold's camera setups to a degree. Oh, yeah, that's fair. I love Maya, but I actually really hate Arnold's cameras. The depth of field settings... I just want to tear my hair out when I'm working with them. I definitely got a little like spoiled with what was it? I think it was either Marmoset or Unreal's camera. But just the like focal controls on that was so nice. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Okay. And also the problem right now is that small studios require more Blender than Maya, but it's not what I know in Blender, but it's not what I've worked on. Requirements is different. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm not super sure about that one just because it's a little bit different in the US. Most of the studios here still require like Maya or Houdini. I've never seen a studio out here requiring Blender, so maybe that's different in India. I'm not super sure on that one. What's so bad about Arnold's camera system exactly? Is it just not intuitive setup or what? So here, let me show you. This is what kills me. So if I build a camera real quick here. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Arnold as a renderer. But if I take this camera, right, and I go into my attribute settings, this section right here, the depth of field, in every other software I've ever used, it logically makes sense. Your aperture size is whatever your lens size is. In order to achieve depth of field in Arnold, you can't just type in a 1.2 aperture or a 1.8 aperture, which is what we're kind of used to standard with like cameras. You have to type in stupid numbers. So like if I want like a really nice background blur with some foreground sharpness and all that stuff, I gotta do like 0.2. That makes no sense. It's very backwards. So I have been looking for a way to get past that, just because like it's not intuitive at all, and it's really only that section. Everything else about Arnold's cameras is fine. I just don't understand why they did that way. So that's my gripe. That's my big gripe with it. Am I making a nuke? No, this is here, I'll show you guys the concept again. This is a ship. So I'm blocking it out right now. Yeah, I love when my instructor was like, oh, just render 2 different FOVs and blend them in Photoshop. How about you just use... Yeah, no, that's not cool. What's up, Obscura? How are you doing? Nerd? Yeah, well, I mean, it's like... This stuff is supposed to be physically based because when you're doing 3D, the concept is that, say you're doing VFX for a film, right? You're given a piece of paper or some sort of document that has information on it on what the camera settings were for that day. This is something we did all the time in film. So we would build out a list of settings that was on the camera, and that would in turn get handed off to whoever was doing our compositing and our VFX, which usually was me. But that had all that information. So if the camera was at 1.2 with an aperture, or the aperture was 1.2 with like an ISO of whatever, and like all those different settings, we would mimic those in the camera. The traditional camera, fine. The Arnold camera, weird. Just doesn't make sense. Yeah, exactly. It's a unit system, and it doesn't make sense because it's not marked traditionally like a lens would be. So you have to figure out how to convert that information, to whatever unit system that they kind of established for it. So that's my biggest gripe with it, and I wish they would fix that. Let me find some good music here. Just gonna play this. Maybe. I wish I could shuffle this. Oh, I can. Let's do newest. I can find some good music here. No highlights. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, let's try that. I'm doing a little better than earlier now, looking at doing some schoolwork, installing Node, and needed my brain to rest. Also have some piece issues. Oh, what issues are you having? Try on an error. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, so to give you an example, right? Where is it? Let me pull up my pistol. I always forget where I put my stuff. ODS2 pistol, ArtStation. So to get this depth with the blurred front of the pistol and like everything in the center in focus, I had to set it to like 0.80 or something stupid like that. The other thing that I don't like about it is you have no way to control your point of focus. So your point of focus is just center of the camera. You can't actually change it. Some renderers actually now have like multi-point focal systems. So, I mean, maybe Arnold has that, but I don't think it does. Yeah, so that's just one of my frustrations. It's one of the reasons why I have been looking at changing renderers. But, you know, I don't know. I can make do with it. It's just frustrating. Randomly goes into power cycles like I went to shower. Oh, that's not good. That's never fun. Well, hopefully that gets resolved. It always sucks to have PC issues like that. This is going to be really interesting. That continues. It is going to bulge a little bit though, so what I need to do, go 50%. That's already 50, or should be. No, it's not. There we go. Okay, so let's do this now. Okay, that should be good. V-Ray or Redshift? Probably neither, because they're both extraordinarily expensive per month. I've actually been looking at RenderMan, because it's like a one-time fee of like $300. And I'd be much better at that. My roommate looked through it pretty in-depth this morning, and he thought it was fixed, but I guess not. That sucks. What's up, Garong? How are you? I feel super spoiled by Blender's camera settings and features. You can even set a target. See, that's the thing, is like, if I had a way to set the target, I think that would be different. I don't know. I've also never done like animated tests with it to figure out like how the camera actually functions. So I think that's something I really need to like kind of play with. Rendering was never my strong suit, so it's something that I've had to like painstakingly learn for a while. Let's see. Circularize. Oh, shit. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's a new little bug with Maya that I'm not sure why it does that. Maybe it's a feature. Okay. I need, all right. This is actually pretty wide, so. Let me just do that for now, and I'll continue shaping that a little bit later. Isn't RenderMan super slow at rendering, or am I just misremembering? I think it's pretty good now, especially I guess they've really put over a lot of like development into their GPU renderer. So there's some stuff that's changed there. I also just can't bring myself to give Maxon more money than I already give him for... The hell music is this? For ZBrush? Sure. Let's see. Now I want to learn Houdini at some point, but I don't know where to download, as it doesn't have a free alternative. Or is there? Yeah, there is. So Houdini has a free student version, I think, if I remember correctly. Let me see. Pretty sure they do. Which is why I've been tempted to do it. Download. Licensing overview. So let's see if I remember correctly. They have a ridiculous licensing scheme. Commercial projects, indie products. Yeah, so Houdini Apprentice is free. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's like a perpetual one. You just can't render out of it. Or you can render it, but it has like watermarks. How much is their indie? Oh, that's not too bad. It's cheaper than Maya. So if you ever want to get into it. Happy to go over to camera setup and cycles if you're considering looking at other engines, though. I guess now you're getting more into some character stuff like the Dino and Marmoset might be the route you... I don't know. I've been playing with Marmoset again because I'm currently teaching somebody Marmoset. And I'm just remembering that it's not, like, I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's cool. It works really well, but I'm like... I don't know. I think it's just... It's a little bit featureless for what I want. Like, don't get me wrong, it's got a bunch of features. But I do kind of wish it had a little bit more to it. That's cheaper than my indie? Yeah, for sure. What is it that you don't like about it? About Marmoset? For one, I don't like the fact that it really like freaks the hell out when you run out of GPU memory. Like, I know running out of GPU memory is not good, but it like fails entirely. So that's one of the big reasons that I don't use it, is because I have a 3070 and for whatever reason it just does not work well with it. Maybe it's my GPU, I'm not sure. On top of that, I'm just not a big fan of like the viewport, like movement and translation and setting up lighting and everything. Probably something I should play with more and I'd probably get used to it eventually, but I'm just not the biggest fan of it. Why are we playing all this goofy music? Okay. These are all the same song. Let's do that one. Now, granted, I haven't brought any, like, hair systems over into Marmoset or anything like that. But, I don't know. There's some stuff that I want to play with. I know Marmoset's kind of like the standard for, like, indie stuff right now. But I do want to play with something a little bit more heavy. And I know Marmoset just introduced animation, didn't they? Like, you can import animation to it now. Personally, software as a service really bugs me. Let me buy the base version, free incremental updates, and ask for a plan like 50. Yeah, that's exactly why I bought Substance Painter. Or not Substance Painter, Rhizome. Because Rhizome is like that. I'm trying really hard to actually switch to a software that does do that, but there are just certain apps I can't change. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Marmoset fanboy, but all valid grips. They changed how their focus worked just recently. Figured it out. Yeah, I noticed that because I was teaching him, and I'm like, this changed. And I looked it up, and I was like, they changed something. So they must have actually like done an update that changed it. I didn't like the new one. I also, speaking on like Unreal, I love the focal plane in Unreal. Like having a physical representation of where your focus lands is awesome. You could always do that, just wasn't great. Okay, yeah. I see, I'm the one, like, the debug plan is what sold it, yeah. My big thing with a render engine is, like, if I'm gonna pay money for it, I need to be able to do everything in it. And so, for somebody who just does, like, character work, that's perfect. I am very much a generalist. I love doing animation stuff. I love doing VFX stuff. I need a render engine that's going to take all of that stuff and do it for me. So when I look at choosing a new render engine, it has to be something that integrates really well with whatever my DCC is. Let's see, man. Yesterday I was watching Transformers Trilogy and still can't believe how they pulled off that in such good... Such good detail in CGI and VFX shots. Some studios with not a big budget can't pull that off. YouTube is stopping me. So, yeah, Transformers is a fun one to look back at. Any CG from that time period is a fun one to look at because that's what it looks like when you give VFX artists time. Like, plain and simple. And you have directors that don't overuse. Like, Transformers, of course you're going to overuse because, like, it's a sci-fi movie. But, Davy Jones is always one. Like, everyone's like, oh, we should study the downfall of CG. I'm like, there's really nothing to study. Like, the answer is right there. The downfall was we decided to chew artists up for profit instead of letting them create the art. Like, we wouldn't have Jurassic Park if we didn't let them just, like, create art. Transformers is wild. I want to know. I can't. Yeah, I've thought about it before, and I'm like, I don't think I ever want to go down that road. That's such a, like, there's so much to do there. And I've seen some people get close to, like, pulling that stuff off, but, like, that's so much detail. This music is killing me right now. Just, let's search for this. Hold on. One moment. Marbles. No. Mood epic. Let's do epic mood. That's what I'm listening to right now. Alright. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm doing fine. Until which stage does the project pipeline stay the same for games and VFX? For games, when does the workflow change? That's a good question. I've never really, like, thought about it that way. I mean, honestly, it kind of changes a concept because, like, when you're talking about modeling, like, the modeling is so much different. The only thing you're talking about difference-wise, like, technically, I guess you could say it stops at, like, if you're talking about characters, it stops at, like, retopology. So, like, you're going to retopologize different for a game than you are for, like, film, if you even do that at all. I don't know if they do. I've never really found an answer for that. But the workflows are so different, like, in their entirety that I don't know if you can really say at some point they're both the same. Not really sure. What am I making? I am making this thing. This is a new concept art from a really cool artist who decided to let me use this stuff. His information is in the link on my YouTube if you guys are curious on it. But I am blocking that model out right now. Now they want a week's work in a day. Yeah. I don't know, but I can't see other people's chats and stream is a little bit lagging. That's interesting. Yeah, that might be, maybe restart your app. Are you watching on an app or are you watching on YouTube? Is anyone else on YouTube seeing issues like that? That engine is totally not shaped right, but it's okay. I think for characters, it'll get closer to film since we're using grooms and engine and how to keep budgets keep getting bigger and bigger. I think that's actually a really awesome point. So the big thing now is that the whole gap between, like, high poly, low poly is closing because the games are getting, or the engines are getting so powerful that they're able to just, like, handle the load. So that's actually a really good take because I totally forget about that most of the time. I looked into Unreal for digital filmmaking and I think it's pretty neat. But I can't really see any advantages over using a dedicated DCC. So the big benefit is, like, it's live, right? Like, you're seeing everything on stage. Otherwise, nothing really changes. I mean, render times get much better. But otherwise, yeah, nothing really changes all that much. Okay, hold on a second. Keep messing that up here. Okay, and I saw you, Chris. I'm going to save it. I actually didn't even set up a project, so thank you for reminding me. Project window, new, Let's plop this where this needs to go. Projects, Naboo Interceptor, select Interceptor, accept, save scene as, Interceptor, Blockout, save, beautiful, okay. I am on YouTube. If you're still having problems, you can check out Twitch too. There's options at least. Honestly, I think you're better off just applying the subdiv after the UV instead of low to high. Yeah, no, I mean, you could do that too. If I keep an eye on this route, the burnout is going to be hard. What do you mean? Rendering in a game engine always converts models to triangles, so dedicated renderers will keep quads. Yeah, that's kind of one of the downsides, right? Is like it does convert things, but depending on the fidelity you need, I don't know. There isn't a whole lot of information yet that isn't like outside of schools that breaks down the whole like live studio workflow yet. So that's something that's still very much a mystery to like even me who like went to school. But like when I went to school, like none of that stuff existed. So gotta figure that out eventually, because I'd like to know what the difference is workflow wise, just to see like how they go from like, you know, yeah, this was filmed live on a stage, but is there compositing afterwards, or are they just using that screen? Like there's a lot of like mystery there that I'm not sure about. What Unreal does that Maya misses? Anything that is rendering wise. Like it does a lot. Like Unreal's very powerful. I still cannot see chats. I'm not sure why that's going on. That might be something with your YouTube. I'm not really sure. I can allegedly see how low to high stuff is going to make me frustrated. So Andor is great, Oh, wait. Andor is a great to look back behind the scenes? Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, so Zach, we're talking about like live production stuff with Unreal Engine. So like more so like what's the workflow after, you know, filming is completed. Using UE5 for production work sucks. Compared to regular workflows, it's just live. Compositing is so much harder from UE5. So that's what I wondered. See, that's what I was curious about. I don't know anyone who works in that space, so unless one of you guys is like hiding that as like a secret thing that you do, which if you are, love to pick your brain. It is incredibly bulbous. But like for myself, like I'm very much like the traditional path. Like I'm learning Unreal, but I still prefer to like, I just prefer offline renders. Like for me, it's kind of nice to be able to say, all right, I'm gonna walk away and just let this thing do its thing. Chris, how you doing tonight, man? I'm not ignoring you. I see you. Let's see. I'll have to look at Andor. I haven't finished Andor. Checking out. Thanks, man. I'm all right. You okay? Going to be regretful for a moment and try to edit a video. Ooh. Well, have fun. Gotcha. Thanks for the clarification. Also, I need real-time gratification. Yeah. I haven't started Andor. I got through like 4 episodes of the first season, but I haven't like finished it. I've seen people say Unreal is the future. I honestly wouldn't doubt it. If we're being totally honest, like there's a reason companies are putting so much money into it because of its just sheer power. I only use Maya, some other pieces of software. You guys need to watch Andor. Yeah, I'll have to watch it. They do use Maya, but they're also doing Unreal. Okay. I think shape-wise that's okay. So let's do this. File, save scene, mirror. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. So that's looking kind of chunky and ugly, and I don't like it. So let's start kind of fixing these wings a little bit here. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to use symmetry, even though it never works out for me. Okay. Vertex. It should with a simple model like this, but I always have issues with it. Dunk. The engines are kind of pulled back a little bit, so that's fine. I think just the, like, scoop itself is different.
Fuck your life, bing bong.
Ping pong. I haven't heard that one in a moment. That's better-ish. Okay. What's up, Belasse? How you doing? They're not really in-depth functionality. Oh, functionality. Wait, there's not really in-depth functionality for mod. No, I wouldn't model in Unreal. I don't think most people do model in Unreal, if I'm being totally honest with you. Let's see. Okay, so do you check all the time what you're making, how much time it will take to block out? Oh, man. You just reminded me I forgot to start a new project on my thing. I will set that up, though. Now, like, usually what I'll do is, like, because I do track all my time, so I'll have projects in my Godot app that I'll track, and then I'll see how long the project took me by the end. But I'll know by the end of this stream it took me like 2-ish hours that I was working on it. You could try a face worse. Just forgot that Matt has loud redeem when he has such a nice chill stream. Exactly. Yeah. I'm better finally getting over the sick. Good. I'm glad. That's awesome. It's good to hear. Only thing that would make me switch from a traditional package to Unreal, got fully fledged modeling and sculpting. Yeah, I don't know if it ever will. I mean, maybe it will, but I don't know if it ever will. These engines are way too small. Okay. See how that works. Oh, let's see. At one point he's down to the sick. Thing is, I forgot sometimes it makes you feel like an eternity. What do you mean? How are you doing? I'm doing good. Starting a new project is always like daunting, and like trying to keep my brain from like drifting off into nothingness is always tough. But it helps being able to talk to people tonight. Yeah. Would you expect anything less of me? Yeah. Looks like Unreal's already working on a procedural rigging and a kind of hybrid animation system. That makes a little bit more sense because they have the whole like metahuman thing. So I can understand that. One thing about you is finding real-time rendering, sometimes texturing, that's it. It's really powerful. I want to play with it more. I just haven't really had the drive to play with it more. But there's a lot you can do with it. Okay, so these... As far as I could tell, these go all the way back. Should square those out a little bit. Yeah. I like Unreal. I've used Unreal. So I've done a couple of projects in Unreal, and I enjoyed portions of it. I don't enjoy the absolute lack of handling of height maps. And if you can get them working, they usually end up splitting your mesh apart for no good reason. So I do wish height maps worked a little bit better. I know there's like crazy workarounds and stuff, but I could never find one that actually worked properly. at least for what I was trying to do. So it's just one of those things, like, there are some nuisances that I'm just not a huge fan of. What is that link, Michael? Unreal's cool. I have it. I've used it. I used it on BD1, and then my alien was rendered out in Unreal. So this guy, which, you know, by all means, the fact that I had this rendered in like 20 minutes, if that, was kind of insane. And the fact that it handled this many UDIMs with like no issues whatsoever. I did get a couple of like memory issues, like memory errors, but it still kept chugging and doing what it needed to. So I did like that aspect of Unreal. Yeah, that was a rough one. That was how many tiles was this one? This was a lot. 12. Yeah, 18 tiles. 18 is usually my max. I try to keep it at 18, but this was so many individual little parts and pieces that, like, it definitely needed it. And I stacked a bunch of them too. No, you want to see pain? This was pain. This was probably the worst model I have ever made. Like, good. Like, I love this model, but like, this sucked. And I stacked a lot of these too. So like this easily, if I had like left everything small and like put it across multiple tiles, this thing could have been 30, 40 tiles. Like this, that could have been so awful. You want displacements? Here you go. We give you nanite. That's, oh god, I hate nanite so much. It's such a good concept, but it does not work very well. New animation system is in Unreal is wild. I saw a presentation the other way. Yeah, they've got a lot of really cool updates coming. Dude, the kaijus from Pacific Rim had hundreds of UDIMs. Yeah, so crazy thing, there's a Transformer from the latest Transformers movie, the Beast Wars one. It was the dude, he was the old airplane, the bomber. 1,100 UDIM tiles. Cannot imagine. Yeah, no, was it Jetfire? Not Jetfire, no. Oh, what the hell was it? Mars plane. Shows you how much I know about this one. This dude, yeah. What the hell was his name? Stratosphere. I watched the video. He had like 11. He was like the most complicated asset on that film. It was crazy. How do you do the render, the gray renders showcase in UE? I just threw, I think I just threw a basic texture on those because I didn't do like, did I do clay? Oops. Hold on a second. Why? I don't remember if I did like a clay material on that or not. I'm pretty sure I just, so like this was just my regular UDIM or my UV like texture. I just slapped it on there. Yeah, no, this one I just threw like a base gray material in Unreal and then rendered it. It actually looks like I missed the bolts. It's funny how I look back at these and I realize I missed things. Yeah, the old bomber guy, that guy. I'm new to the 3D industry. I have a question. How many UDIM tiles are typically used for the average character at Pixar? I have no idea because I've never worked there. And I've never really seen one of their artists use that like that. So I'm not entirely sure. The bomber was in the second. Yeah, not the stealth bomber guy. The old cargo plane, I guess. Yeah, so I guess that was a cargo plane. One of the hero dragons from Amazon show had an insane amount of UDIMs as well. Yeah, some of those models, man, they get insane. Let's see. To be honest, people aren't using Unreal for its purpose. I wouldn't use it for final production. I would use it for interactive stuff like walking around your model or something. Yeah, I mean, that's totally fair too. I like the idea of speeding up my renders. Like, that's really cool to me. But, like, there was a lot of detail that I lost on this model because, like, I had a bunch of height map detail that I really wanted to work in there. And you can kind of see it in the bump maps, but it's just not the same. So, like, the amount of detail I got on this tooth, I would have had to import the entire high poly model just to get that, because getting Nanite to do that is going to be the only way to get that detail. Because, like, this tooth was very smooth when I retopologized it. You can, I think you can see... Oh, did I not post the difference on these? I didn't post the difference on this one. But yeah, the high poly on this thing was, like, ridiculous. So... I can imagine a lot of UDIMs for a character for Pixar, maybe 10 must. Yeah, I'm thinking it'd be, like, 10. I can't see it being too much. If even that, man, like... I don't know. Pixar is one of those weird companies where, like, I don't normally see artists, like, posting their work from them. And I don't know if that's, like, a NDA thing or what. Because I follow all sorts of artists from, like, ILM and DNEG and stuff like that, but I never see, like, Pixar stuff. I've also never looked, so let me see. Hold on. Let's try this real quick. Pixar. Let's see if we get fan art or... Yeah, we just get a lot of fan art. Maybe this? Is that fan art? That's fan art. Yeah, I don't know. I never see breakdowns from Pixar artists. So I don't really know. What program do you use to batch render animation? I don't. I just render sequence and then come back and render a new sequence because I don't want to buy another Arnold license. Yeah, I don't really use a program to batch render. I'm gonna do a wing. I want to get some wings on this now. What have we got? Okay. So they state that under the job description for pipeline technical director experience in one or more Maya, Nuke, Houdini, Mari, Katana, Renderman, or similar. For what? What's that for, Michael? I can't use middle mouse. Wait, I can't use the middle drag move in the scene. Do you know why? I can't think if I've ever had that happen before. You might have some screwed up Maya preference, so you can reset your Maya preferences. But yeah, I've never had that happen before. So how do you find inspiration on what to do next? Because I have a lot of unfinished projects, which I don't know what to do with. I will do from start or just continue. So when it comes to like unfinished stuff, I get that. I've got a couple myself. I recently just finished one that I did last year. Like I started this one. I modeled this last year and then I just finished it last week. So when it comes to projects, if I start to kind of like not enjoy working on them, I'll put them aside for a while and then I'll come back to them. But really, inspiration-wise, I spend a lot of time searching through ArtStation and finding things that I really like. It's how I came across these concepts. And then I always look for stuff that's going to like actually challenge me. I don't really go for like simple models anymore just because like I can't spend the time on them. I don't like spending the time on them. So I think having like a good combination of challenging but also exciting and like something that gets you to like really want to finish that project is what's really important there. You know what I could do? I could just call them up and ask, what are you talking about? ILM. Oh, okay. Or what they would do. I mean, you could try calling them. I doubt they're going to just give you that information. I need to explore ZBrush BPR render more. I've been playing with it recently, and I don't know, some really cool possibilities. I've seen some cool renders come out of it. Render sequence. Yeah, that's what I use, is render sequence. I don't use batch render because you have to have an Arnold license for it. Shizuku, I'm not entirely sure. You might want to reset your Arnold preference or your Maya preferences. Yeah. I find my concepts on ArtStation or Instagram if I come across them. I know Blizzard guys post a bit. The Pixar guys probably do something different when they go home. Probably. I don't know. Yeah, it's... Pixar's always kind of been that place where, like, once you have a job there, it's like, do you actually leave? Do they leave? Like, I don't think they leave. I probably wouldn't leave. Okay, we're gonna do a wing. I'm gonna turn off symmetry because that's just gonna screw something up. Okay, so this has like, let's do this. This is always like the most like antsy part for me because like I just want to model, but I know this is going to be way more helpful to me if I do this. But I definitely hate doing this. It's way too big. That's okay. It's about, let's see, where's the, there we go. I mean, it's still pretty tall. Okay. Okay. Wait, what? Hold on. Okay, so I got that. Where to find the... Wait, they actually have a spot for contract for visual effects and... Yeah, they do. Speed run for getting blacklisted. Thank you, sorry. No need to apologize. I hope that helps. Let's see. What do you... wait. What do you think Maya has that other modeling software doesn't? And that is making it still going. It's not necessarily that it has things that others don't. It's just really solid in what it does have. So, like, you know, Blender has its all of its like little geometry nodes and things that like make life a little bit easier. And Maya's starting to add some new stuff, but I think it's really just the tools are tried and true. That's just kind of it. So they can filter spam. Do you also make measurements for objects in the Blockout, like what they would be in real life? I don't. I probably should, but I don't. Thamari, thank you for the follow on Instagram. Appreciate that. I don't know if this wing doesn't curve. But it's going to curve a little bit because I want it to, maybe? Just, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, there's two, wait, are there two variations of this? No, there's only one variation. Okay, so I got a little crazy with the curvature. So let's fix that. It's also way too thick. Okay. What did you say? I can't understand. Which part? I was in response to you. I was saying I hope it helped you. Hey, dude. I'm currently working on a portfolio. So what should I focus on more as a 3D generalist? Welcome to hell. You're gonna have to focus on everything. Generally, just having a really like solid understanding on like everything is going to be really important. So. If you, the way that I kind of tend to look at it is like start off, look at a pipeline and follow that pipeline, and then build your portfolio around that. So if you're going to start off with modeling, start learning modeling, then start working on texturing, then animation, then rendering, rigging, like whatever you have to work on through there. Try to build projects that are going to challenge you that way. And then also don't forget things like coding, stuff like that. Like Generalist is a big role to chase after. So when you start looking at it, you're going to have a lot that you have to focus on. So I would just look at a pipeline and just establish like you need to learn each step of this pipeline and start presenting that work. It's also implemented in workflows and pipelines early on, so companies don't want to dump millions into establishing whole new pipelines for their studios, plus contracts. Yes, yeah, absolutely. I think Maya has a better foundation from start. It does, yes. Market monopoly seems to be the biggest thing, given how it seems to get little and no way of actual support updates feature-wise lately. It's gotten a couple different things. The new some of the new animation updates were actually really cool. So there's stuff like modeling-wise. Now it hasn't really gotten many updates. I know 2026 they added that weird goopy boolean thing, which I still can't find a use for that. Like I think about it and I'm like, why would I use that? But I guess there's reasons to. I just haven't found yet. So they add tools. It's just people do need to understand that, like, on top of yes, like there is the market monopoly. When you talk about changing software like Maya, they're not going to change it as heavily as something like Blender gets changed, because like Blender, there's just tons of people developing for that and building it and growing it. Whereas Maya, like, it's still pretty feature rich. They don't change a lot over time because you risk breaking more the more you change. And so in order to keep companies in love with your software, you're not going to change much. It's kind of the same problem with Adobe. And it's the reason why so many people get pissed off with Adobe. Every update seems to just make their stuff slower. Thankfully, that doesn't really happen with Maya. They've been pretty good about that. But like Adobe's just one of those ones where like their changes never amount to anything, and then they charge you more for it. What do you think about the new Superman CGI and VFX shots? I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to that movie, if I'm being totally honest. I'm a little burned out on Superman. But I do agree that Maya is basically baked into most VFX studios. Like, there's no reason to change it if it, works. I hope DC does well because I need DC. Oh, I hope Superman does well. Yeah, maybe. I like James Gunn, so I've got hope there. But on top of that, it's just DC. DC and Warner Brothers have not had a great run. I'm not liking that. I think there needs to be just a tad bit curvature. Yeah, that'll be okay. Okay. I hope it does. Let's see, they were great. I don't need the whole universe of that tone, yeah. I'm wondering if that's going to be the case. But I'm hoping it's not, because, like, he needs to do something different with it, because I don't know, DC's always been the serious one, so, like, it seems like there's a departure there for sure. I liked the Henry Cavill Superman. After Batman vs. Superman, I gave up. Nothingness. Just post it in the Discord, and we can, if you want to, I can do a portfolio review for you on the next one. Bevel or creasing, which is better? Because I have no idea. So creasing is going to be better for like optimizing. So like if you want to keep your model low poly, creasing is going to be really good for that. As far as beveling, like if you're working in hard surface like high poly like I do, beveling is going to be the best way to get like the sharpest result or like the cleanest result. Creases also don't usually transfer over. So like they are kind of like a per app thing. I've heard some cases it transfers over to things like Blender, but like your creases are not going to show up really well in like Substance Painter. So there's one reason to avoid them. I don't really use creases. I never have. I just generally use support edges. Are you making low poly model this time? Nope, this is going to be a very high poly model. How to apply Substance Painter textures in Maya and how to take the render out. I have videos on my YouTube for that if you want to take a look at those. Shizuku, that is Spanish. I'm not sure what that is, but I can translate it real quick. Give me a second. One second. Do not understand very fast English. I wanted to know how to active Maya translation, but I could not hear the solution. Oh, okay. So let's see. I will try to show you. I hope this helps. So in order to translate inside of Maya, you have W, E, R. These are your main hotkeys. So if you use W, you get your translation move tool. E is going to be your rotation, and R is going to be your scale. And then if you, I know you said you were missing something. So if you're missing one of these like moving tools, you need to reset your Maya preferences. So hopefully that helps a little bit. I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish, otherwise I could help a little bit more. What is the best movie you've watched so far that CGI was just unmatched? Honestly, unmatched. Probably Elysium. Pirates is another one. That's a good one. Yeah, Pirates is for sure another one. I think Elysium was one of the few that I'm like, I never like once really like questioned the CG in that movie. The Creator was also a really solid one. I'm thinking like recent memory. Like if I'm thinking like back, I would, I'd probably agree with Zach and say Pirates. I think Pirates is probably a good one. Especially Dead Man's Chest. What do you think about 3D models generated in AI? They are awful, and I don't like them. They generally do not have good topology, and they are generally hideous looking, but that is just my opinion on those. Have you watched One Piece? No. Are you talking about the live action one, or are you talking about the anime? I haven't watched either, if that kind of helps, but I haven't I haven't gone down that one. I haven't started the anime just because, like, my god, it's a big anime. What's up, Gotham? How are you? What am I doing? No idea what I'm doing. Brain is not functioning right now. Okay, so that's good. That gets a slightly different curve, though. Okay. So this one... For me, recently, it was Moonfall. That's an interesting one. All right. Pacific Rim all time. Pacific Rim is good. The second one we need to forget was ever made. Never watched live action. Anime is super. I heard the live action was good. I thought it was touted as like one of the better adaptations. I'm also a terrible person, and I enjoyed the Ghost in the Shell live action, so... There was a second. Exactly. Exactly. There is no Pacific Rim 2 in Ba Sing Se. Reset settings, where are? Just open. Okay, so to reset your preferences, you're gonna. It's been a minute since I've had to do this. Hold on.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be
Windows,
dreams.
Settings, preferences. There we go. Preferences. So in here, all you're gonna do is you'll go Windows, Settings, Preferences, Preferences, Edit, Revert to Saved, or just Restore Default Settings. So this is probably the one that you want to use. I'm gonna ruin this. Ruin this what? Sill? What reference do you have for this model? I have this reference. So, this is what we're working off of today. I need to find a way to, like, show that on stream. I mean, I guess I could. Hold on. I have an idea. Let's do this. Hold on. Oh, no, I can't because this is a separate machine. I'll have to figure out if there's a way I can, like, hover that over this. I'm gonna ruin the chill. Oh, I see. Which channel should I share? There's a, what do you call it? I don't have my Discord open. Hold on. Hey, Tiki. Alright, so you're gonna want to put it in the portfolio review requests under the community project zone. Hey, thank you so much for the follow, Lucius. I appreciate that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. Group, Control D. Okay, what else do I need to add to this? Blockout-wise, before we finish this. Let's see. Is 3050 enough for 3D? Yeah, I mean, well, hold on. Before I speak about that, 1 second. RTX 3050. What's in that one? Because I know it's going to be less than, like, what I've got, because I have a 3070. Specs. Okay, so if you are going to get a 3050, or if you already have one, hopefully you have the 8 gig variant, because 6 gigs is going to be kind of rough. Hell, Ricky, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate that. Yeah, so with the 3050, depending on which variant you have, like, they're going to be okay for 3D, but don't expect to do a lot of GPU rendering on these, because you're going to be really limited by your VRAM. If you can get a higher up card, 4 gigs? Oof. Yeah, that's gonna be a little rough. But you should be, you'll be okay to do regular 3D stuff, but you're gonna have to rely on, like, low resolution textures, and then CPU rendering, because you're not gonna get a lot of GPU rendering out of that, unfortunately. Big fan of the tutorials, man. Thank you so much, Hell Ricky. I appreciate that. But 3050 should be decent for, like, 3D modeling and things like that. You'll have to find ways to kind of work with, like, the limitations of it. Okay, so looking at this now, I want to pull up my reference here again. I want to look at this. Let's see. Okay, so I need to kind of reshape the belly of this thing because it's going to be kind of rounded. Okay. And then I know this eventually kind of splits off. So, like, there's 2 parts here. So the top of this thing is like a shell almost. This little piece that kind of sits in here. So if I'm thinking about this the way I want to, I think I might start modeling from the cockpit inward. Maybe. Not really sure. Recommended, if you can, a 4060 or a 4070. If you can't go higher than like a 3070, 3070 is pretty good. That's what I use. I've gotten away with quite a bit with it. But the higher the VRAM, the better. Especially for nowadays, which, you know, we have all these renderers that do like GPU rendering and everything. Okay. So let's see here. I guess what I'm going to do then, I'm going to save this. How much time do we have left? How long have I been going? Oh, I got like 30 minutes left. Okay. Give me a second here. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to start with the cockpit, just so I have like a baseline. So, since we have 30 minutes left, we're going to go save scene as. So that's the blockout. Save it real quick. Save scene as. Initial underscore detailing. Save. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's start looking at this, because this cockpit is pretty simple. I'm actually going to extract a lot of this, so let's turn on my symmetry again. Always double check to make sure that's actually working. Let's go edge slide. So this flattens off. Okay. All right. So because I know I'm going to end up changing this anyway, I'm going to do that. And then just kind of shape this a little bit more. Okay. Let's do detach. Perfect. Okay. Okay. All right. Will I make them separate parts? Yes, all of this is going to be a lot of separate parts. Have you tried AI animation tools in Maya 2026? No, I haven't actually downloaded 2026 yet. I've been really tempted to just to play with some of the other animation features. I don't know how sold I am on the AI animation feature thing yet, but it is interesting to look at for sure. Have you? If I want to upgrade my GPU and I have to switch on my PC, right, using a laptop? Oh, okay, so you're... Yeah, so if you're going to upgrade... You can't upgrade a GPU unless you have a laptop that's, like, specifically designed for you to do that. But yeah, for a PC, probably. 3060 12 gig. That would probably be a really... That'd be a good, like, mid-range to work with. 12 gigs is much better than the 8 that I have, so, like, I would for sure go for that over a smaller VRAM card. Uh-oh. Oh, because it's on the... Shoot. Okay. Let's detach you. Oh, I see. That's kind of annoying. Okay. Let's look at this. So I definitely want to thicken this a little bit. What happened there? Oh, alright. I mean, that's fine too. I don't really care. Let's see. Mirror. Go off of topology. Maya 2020 or Maya 25 has a bug issue? What do you mean? Gig gang rise up. I hate it, man. It's so limiting. It just hurts my soul whenever I see somebody rendering with like a 5090 or a 4090. I'm like, oh. I do animation. I just switched to Maya 2026 a few months ago, but I haven't tried it yet. The AI thing is apparently solid, but I'm guessing it's not that really great for specific things. So, from what I know about it, it's pretty good for like getting like a basic starting point, like most AI stuff is, just because it's really not as good as people make it out to be. So as far as like the animation tools in Maya, I'm pretty sure that like it's meant to like if you want to do a walk cycle, you can do a walk cycle, and then you can just tweak that walk cycle whatever you in like whatever way you need. So for that kind of stuff, like that's cool because like you talk to most animators and most of them hate doing walk cycles. So like that's one of those things where it's like a quality of life improvement. So it's good stuff. I just don't know how great it is. Okay, am I still? Yes, I am still symmetry. Yep. I mean, Maya always have lots of bugs. I mean, most 3D software has lots of bugs, if we're being totally honest. But I haven't had nearly as many issues as I did when I first moved to 2025. Okay. I have to curve this a little bit, but that's all right. So that's kind of weird. All right. Let's see here. Okay. This is definitely shaped a little bit differently, but that's okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build out the cockpit itself. Okay, what's going on? Let's see. Okay, yeah, I'll try it this week. Yeah, I'd be interested to know how it goes. Hey, could we be using Maya 2014 if you want to? We could be using... Oh, wait, hey now, we could be using Maya 2014. No, absolutely. 2014 was... I used 2014 up until 2021, so I have a special, like, deep hatred for it. Don't laugh at me, but I've been trying to learn Mudbox 2026. What do you think? I've tried... yeah, I used to use Mudbox all the time. I just don't use it anymore because it doesn't get updated anymore. I think it's a great way to learn sculpting, especially if you want to just, like, get into it easily. ZBrush is really daunting for beginners, and it can, like, really kind of feel like you're punching yourself in the face. So I think Mudbox is a really good way to just kind of get into that. Same with, like, Nomad. Yeah, no, there is a Mudbox 2026. It just gets the same update it gets every single year, which is nothing. But yeah, no, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Mudbox. I liked Mudbox back in the day. I really wish they would have continued developing it, but they just kind of gave up on it. Just found out the character creator has a ZBrush bridge plugin, and it looks fantastic for posing stuff. Sick making spirit. Ooh, that's cool. Be interested in trying that. Yeah, you can still get Mudbox. Like, check it out. And you know what's funny? You know, I do complain about the fact that it doesn't get updated and that, like, nobody uses it anymore. But hold on a second. Because I want to show you guys something. Check this out. Where the hell do I see my likes on here? My collections? Is that saved in there? Yeah. So check this out. I need to like more stuff on here. Did I not like his thing? I swear to God I did. Oh yeah, here we go. That's Mudbox. Mudbox. That blew me away. I had no idea. And this dude's incredible. Like, I'm pretty sure he does most of his stuff in Mudbox. Yeah, Mudbox and V-Ray. So, pretty crazy. I mean, Mudbox is still good. It's just not, like, it's nowhere near compared to ZBrush, but you can still do incredible stuff in it. It just doesn't get updated at all. It is cheap, though. I will give it that. I would much rather use Mudbox for the price than use ZBrush, but I wanted to learn Mudbox. I mean ZBrush. Yeah, no, that's Ian Spriggs. He's an incredible character artist. Like, I saw this dude and, like, his stuff is insane, but this is all Mudbox. So it's pretty wild. A lot of people use it just because it's a cheaper alternative to ZBrush. Like, it's not nearly as powerful, but it's good. Gotham, are you working, like, working right now? Like, I'm working on stuff right now. The Mudbox UI is why I liked it. It was really nice. Afi, good morning. I've seen a lot of freelance sculptors use Mudbox. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, too. Like, it's cheap. If I didn't want to learn ZBrush, I would probably still use it. But again, it does kind of come down to, like, you never get updates, and that's the unfortunate thing about it, because I feel like Mudbox could be great. It was just abandoned. Not this stuff apart from his day-to-day like that. Wait, what? Oh, like day-to-day. No, I don't work in this day-to-day. No. Oh, I screwed up. It's all right. Fix it later. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm learning sculpting in Mudbox at the moment. I love the connection with Maya. Yeah, it's it's good. I don't have any problems with it. A lot of people dog on it, but it's one of those tools that, like, for the price, it does the job. There are people who are doing incredible things with it, so like, I don't discredit it for what it can do. I just myself don't use it anymore. And I don't know if I'd be able to go back to it now after using ZBrush, which I think kind of sucks, but, it's what it is. I think I am definitely stuck in ZBrush now. No, absolutely. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't dog on it just because I know it's a useful tool, but ZBrush for sure has, like, they're Maya. Like, they have the market share for sculpting. Whereas, like, Maya has the market share for animation, I was also partial to Mudbox because I got to demo it before it ever came out, because they had like an animation like conference here when I was in high school, and they were demoing it before it was actually released. ZBrush is way better. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's, there's a lot more development in it, but it's all right. Let's see. What about NFT scams going on in ArtStation? Oh, they're constant. I like to mess with them. The last guy I kept, he kept using the word mint, so I started talking about mints and like going on into like really weird like tangents, just to see how long I could keep the conversation going. But yeah, those are never gonna go away. NFTs, yeah, NFTs. Wish I would have jumped on that train when everyone was stupid about it. Most of the studios like Rockstar is asking for 3ds Max rather than Maya or Blender. Will be worth it to Max. If that's what you're looking into going to, then you probably should learn it. I know a lot of game studios do still use Max. I don't know why, but some of them do. I know most of the people I know work in Maya, so. Chimlu, hello, how are you? Let's see, NFT scams. Yeah, on ArtStation every once in a while you'll get messages from people asking you to like sell your art to them for some ridiculous amount of money. Let's see. Yeah, I too got a message, believe that it's real after some time. Oh my god. Yeah, it's fake. No one's offering artists tons of money on ArtStation. Like, that is the sad truth, because it's just not how it works. Give me a second here. Let's see. Some guy told me that each piece is worth $3,000. Yeah, they'll always try to make you like feel like they're gonna spend all this money on you, and it's all fake. Any software that has a button called Turbo Smooth has to be good, right? Yeah. Yeah, you need the turbo smoothing. It's way better than normal smoothing, man. Where the hell did you see that? Was that Mudbox? That couldn't have been Mudbox. Did they really put that in there? I should reuse Mudbox one day. No, it's the 3ds Max thing. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I'll sell my stuff for $3,000 too. Turbo Smooth. Will AI... Oh, is AI really going to take our jobs? It remains to be seen. Right now, as 3D artists, no. But, don't really know what the future holds. I'm just gonna pretend it's not gonna happen, but shouldn't say pretend. I'm gonna hope it's not gonna happen. But there is a kind of a beautiful lining there, and it is that it is kind of making people appreciate real art more. And generally, the public is just kind of tired of AI art, so hold that close. Not until they come out with Turbo AI. Yeah, once Turbo AI hits, we're all doomed. Get rid of people who aren't passionate about the art from the industry. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, my lights just shut off. I'm not used to streaming this late. Let's see. Turbo AI is the limit. AI is taking jobs from Amazon. No one is safe. Yeah, I know. People who think that it's just coming for like art, sadly mistaken. So sadly mistaken. Hell, even construction's not safe. Okay. Come on. Alright, so that's pretty good. Alright, so well, I'm like missing all of my clicks. Come on, mirror. Got new box. Positive. Alright, show, isolate, view selected. Cool, there we go. Look at that. We have a cockpit window that's horribly low poly and very unoptimized. But, it's a start. Okay, what do we got? People now just care about the result, not the process that went into it. Artists are just louder about it. Yeah, there are people who care about the, like, knowing that people made it. Like, knowing that humans made it, so it's hit or miss. Jongioni, hi. I don't understand that. Everyone will be laughing at us, but they don't realize AI is going to replace everyone. Yeah, it's one of those things, like, by the time it takes over art, it's going to be taking over IT, it's going to be taking over finance, it's going to be taking over everything. So, like, laugh it up. Like, whenever somebody comments that stuff, I'm like, laugh it up. Like, it's going to happen. What are the best sources for freelancing apart from Fiverr and Upwork? LinkedIn. You can find some stuff every once in a while on ArtStation. I'm sure there's other options. Frame 240 has a job board too. So there's some stuff. Looking at the submissions folder for this unit, some guy literally submitted a blank cube and titled it "Small Apartment." I love that. How to spread UV checkers equally to all the UV mesh. Well, I mean, your checkers should be equal depending on like how you're laying your UVs out. So if your UVs are laid out right, like, you should have an even distribution of those checkers. If you have stretching or skewing, you got to figure out what's wrong with your UV at that point. There's no like quick tool to get them to like perfectly align. So you do have to spend some time. If you are confused on that, I have a couple videos on my YouTube that you can take a look at. Okay. Humor 10,000s. Slightly uneven blender cube. I love that. Maya Hydra View is being in development. What's your expectations? Maya what? What is that? What did I just do? Oh. Hydra from Maya. What is this? Autodesk is extending Maya's USD functionality with introducing Hydra for Maya as a technology preview to viewport experience in the future. Hydra for Maya is a technology preview as part of the USD extension. Oh, with use of Pixar's Hydra framework to enable Hydra's standard data model of the USD. Interesting. Huh. I don't know. That's kind of cool. Maya Turbo view. Maya Turbo is coming. I mean, while texturing some parts, I get normal textures, and other parts get expanded kind of texture. Yeah, that means that your UVs are not laid out properly, so they're distorting. So you need to figure out what's distorting them and how you can lay them out cleaner. Chat reopener, I'm doing good. Did you like my Iron Man? I did. How's it going? Are you still working on it? Is this a personal project? It looks cool. Yeah. So I reached out to this concept artist, Ivo. He's been really cool about it. So this is what we're kind of working on here. So I just started it tonight. And that's going to be it for tonight, too, because I got to roll. Let's see. I love that they submitted just a cube. That's hilarious. Just had turbo in front of everything. Turbo unwrap, turbo mesh. Yeah, exactly. Send Discord link. There's a link in the description on YouTube. And if not, there's a link on my Instagram in my bio as well. Thank you, sir. Yes, it's almost done. Nice. Very cool. I'd love to see it when you're done with it. How to reach out to a concept artist. So go to ArtStation. Let's find something real quick. We'll do this real quick. We'll just use fan art. Okay, so I like this concept. Go. He doesn't allow messages, so that's a bad example. Let me find one that does. Do you know these guys? Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, click on their profile and then hit the message button. That's how I message people. That's how I get a hold of them. And if not, sometimes I'll find them on Instagram and message them there. That's how it worked out for Ivo, because it doesn't seem like he was on ArtStation very much, but I was able to get in contact with him there, so super cool. Maya Hydra. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that more. That's kind of cool. It would be nice to have a nice viewport, but I guess we'll see how it goes. Know exactly what I'm calling my IM brush pack when I'm... Nice. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone hanging out tonight. This was actually a really awesome stream. I got a lot done. This is blocked out for the most part. I got a lot of shaping to do, but this is where it gets fun. So I'm going to start working on this and just continuing to work on it throughout the whole process, and I'll record it as always and then hopefully post a video at some point when I actually feel like editing it. But Instagram, thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. It has been great. Lots of good conversations. I'll be live again on Friday. It sounds like we might actually be doing the rest of the portfolio reviews, because I know we have a bunch. So I'm going to make an announcement tomorrow and just let everybody know that we're going to be doing the rest of these. And maybe I'll put in a call for a couple more. But Instagram, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I will see you all later. Goodbye now. Let's see. Okay. What do we got? Let's see. All right, YouTube. Same to you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you. Wow. God, it was a big stream. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you as always. And I will see you all live on Friday. How many days are you live? Mondays and Fridays. So if you want to find out, I'm going to get better at it, but I usually post to my Discord when I'm going live. So Discord. All right, Gotham, hold on. Give me a second. One second. I will send you a link. Where the hell is my link? There it is. Uh-oh. Oh, right. The Discord invite is in there. All right, everybody on YouTube, thank you so much. I will see you all live on Friday. And then Twitch, we're going to raid out. Let's find somebody to raid.